Peter Hawkins joins me now from Abuja. He's the UNICEF representative in Nigeria. Peter, I cannot tell you the amount of times we have covered abductions in Nigeria. It has happened time after time. More than 3,000 people abducted this year alone. Why does this keep happening? Where is the law and order in the country?
I totally agree with you. It seems to come over and over again, and comes to a stage where enough is enough. And you're right, it's something over the past 6 months that seems to have picked up a momentum. Schools are targeted, girls' schools are targeted the most, and it's difficult to ascertain how much is the abductors are doing it for extortion and how much they're doing it as part of a conflict. And we know in the Northwest it's not the same as in the Northeast, which is around the insurgency.
Are you getting a sense that something, at least some kind of effort, is being done to put an end to this? And are these ransoms that are being paid, is that helping the situation or making matters worse? Because the criminal gangs who are doing this, if they keep getting paid, then they're going to continue doing this.
Absolutely, and the Minister of Finance convened a conference with the security parts of the government, with the Ministry of Education and their parts, with the governors and the international community to bring a compact together. See, how can we look at the security of schools? How can we share intelligence so that we understand better who are these perpetrators and what can be done about it to prevent them from attacking schools? State by state, what state plans can be produced for the security of schools? But I think most importantly, and right across the spectrum, everyone agreed, is what can schools themselves do with their own communities to show that learning is valuable to that community, the value of learning, and how the communities can actually protect the children and the school themselves against these attackers who are perpetrating such havoc against the schools and especially the girl child.
Peter, how can children learn when they're not going to school? Nearly 15 million children out of school now. The parents, if I'm a parent living in Nigeria, I don't want to send my child to school. I would be afraid for their safety.
Yeah, there are many very different reasons why 15 million children are out of school. There's poverty, there's insecurity, there is also a fact that many families send their children to Quranic schools, which don't give them the full spectrum of education. But I think we've got to be careful here that school and learning are not necessarily completely dependent upon each other. Children learn wherever they are, and I think what we have to do here is ensure that there's a continuum of learning, where they learn in the classrooms, they learn in their communities, and they can learn at home. What COVID has shown us is that there is an adaptability, but also an essential criteria that we ensure that children have a continuing learning experience throughout their life, whether in the classroom or at home. But I think the big factor here is, which you're alluding to, with this insecurity, it's not only those children who have been kidnapped that it's affecting, but parents and governors are stopping their children from going to school. Governors are closing schools down for fear of insecurity, and it's having a compound effect on education as a whole, and therefore the learning experience that children right across the country are experiencing.
And Peter, we're running out of time, but I just want to also get to the fact that it's not just schools anymore. Hospitals are also being targeted.
They have, and we've seen once or twice that, and this is a sort of, there are many insecurity areas of conflict throughout the country. They've been put, sometimes they've been put out, other times they've become exacerbated. But I think the government are looking at this quite seriously to see how they could do it. And our job as UNICEF is to ensure that the children continue to learn, children continue to be able to get vaccinated, and the health of the nation is then assured.